We are going to start the President of Federal Republic of Somalia, His Excellency Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation, His Excellency Mohamed Abdi Hayir Mareye, the Minister for Fisheries and Blue Economy, His Excellency Ahmed Hassan Aden, the State Minister for Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation, His Excellency Asad Abdirisaq Mohammed, members of the Parliament of Federal Government of Somalia, Ministry of Federal Member States, Ambassador of European Union to Somalia, Her Excellency Karen Johnson, Ambassador of Italy to Somalia, His Excellency Pier Mario De Coppi, the Ambassador of Sweden to Somalia, His Excellency Joachim Wayne, Counselor of Commercial Affairs at the Embassy of Republic of Turkey, Ambassador of Republic of Djibouti to Somalia, Mohammed Rashid Ibrahim Yusuf, World Bank Country Manager for Somalia, Christina Svensson, FAO Country Representative to Somalia, Etienne Peter Smith, delegates of international organizations, delegates of international and local companies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol is observed. Let me greet you with Assalamu alaikum and good morning. It is a great honor to welcome you all to this very important first international conference on agricultural value chains in Somalia. The event, which brings together government, its international partners, and industry, is intended to foster partnerships for investment and market access in agricultural values in Somalia. We will have two very enriching days with presentations, panel discussions, exhibitions, government to business, and business to business networks. So really quite a packed agenda over the next 2 days. As it is the traditional in Somalia, let me start with reciting of the Holy Quran, and may I ask Ahmed Ilmi to come around. Ahmed, please join me at the podium. If it's not available, Zain Abidin. Zain, join me.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأصلي وأسلم على سيد المرسلين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه.
Thanks, Zaidin. After the greetings, we go into the agenda. We're going to start with a setting of stage, which will be providing an overview of what the conference will be covering today. May I request the media team, please, to project the slides. If that's not ready, please go to the short documentary film.
This is Somalia, land of the sun, where the longest coastline meets waters that hum. Rich shrimp, tuna, and lobster thrive in deep waters where the ocean is alive. The world's top source of frankincense and myrrh, where sesame seeds grow with care to ensure. Home to camels in numbers of great worth. Somali sheep, a treasure of our earth. With business rooted in trust and skill, entrepreneurs rise, shaping dreams with will. Solar power lights the way, roads stretch anew, opening paths where tread flows through. Resilience sparks as challenges unfold. Green growth emerges, steady and bold. This is Somalia, strong and true, a land of promise in every view. Together we rise, together we stand, building a future hand in hand. This is Somalia.
Thank you. Let me apologize for missing delegates that have joined us, and an ambassador as well, Ambassador of Qatar, His Excellency Al-Aini, and also the Deputy Minister for Ministry of Commerce, Mr. DAAWO. My sincere apologies there. We move to the next item of the agenda. I welcome Professor Mohammed, Director General of Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation of Federal Government of Somalia.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وثناء الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد President of the Republic of Somalia Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, Minister of Agriculture Mohammed Abdi Mare, and other ministers of the Federal Government of Somalia and the states. Excellency ambassadors, partners, Somali investors, Somali farmers, and other participants. We will come, for other distinguished participants and guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. We're very happy to welcome you to the investment of Valley Chain to show, and so even today is a different for Somalia than other days we have the meetings, because today we get a time, we invest, we're ready, having resources, large land for agriculture, millions of livestock, large, the longest coast in Africa. This is the resource. We only open today to welcome know-how and capital. This is opportunity we can both benefit, mutual benefiting. So welcome to your Excellencies. On behalf of the Minister of Agriculture and Irrigation, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this important conference. This conference provides a platform to showcase the vast and untapped investable opportunity in Somalia, particularly in agriculture, with our large arable land, favorable climate, and rich natural resources. Somalia offers immense potential to those ready to invest. Agriculture stands at the heart of Somalia, present and future, capable of driving growth, creating jobs, enhancing food security. Somali firms are eager to collaborate with international partners, and the Ministry is committed to facilitate this partnership. We are dedicated to create an environment where foreign direct investment can thrive, with regulatory support and a focus of sustainable long-term success. Somalia's strategic location at the crossroads of major trade routes further enhances for our potential as a hub of regional and global trade. In closing, I invite you to explore the remarkable opportunity Somalia has to offer. Together, we can unlock the full potential of our agriculture sector, ensuring shared success and a prosperous future for all of us. This is today what we welcome you. I think a lot of you know Somalia. We are not just boasting ourselves, but that's the reality we are talking. And really, we want to, as we mentioned, we have a large resource. Only what we need today is know-how and capital to be introduced into Somalia. You are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Director General. We will continue to the agenda. We are going to have statements by a number of country representatives and ambassadors. Let me start with FAO Country Representative to Somalia, Etienne Peter Smith.
Thank you very much. I think I will be using my Somali nickname. It's much easier to pronounce. Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Irrigation, I know there's many other ministers present here and government representative, Ambassador of the European Union, Italy, Sweden, World Bank, and my colleagues UN representative. It is a great honor to be part of this first international conference on agri-value chain investment. This event represents a significant milestone in our collective journey to unlock the vast potential of Somalia's agriculture sector. Somalia is endowed with 8.9 million hectares of fertile land, ideal for diverse agriculture activities, with the agriculture and livestock sectors contributing an impressive 60% of the national GDP and employing approximately 80% of the population, accounting for 60% of exports. With two major rivers of over 2,300 kilometers, Somalia possesses the vital irrigation resources necessary to support robust agricultural growth. Despite these advantages, the agriculture sector remains underexploited. Many challenges persist, including limited market access, inadequate infrastructure, and limited investment. To overcome these challenges, the Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation, with the generous support of the European Union, is hosting this conference to explore agri-value chain and investment opportunities that can transform the agricultural landscape. Our joint objectives in the coming days are clear: explore sustainable investment opportunities, promote private sector investment, cultivate collaborative partnership, facilitate international investments, and expand market access. The objectives of this conference are aligned to FAO's corporate hand-in-hand investment initiative, which was launched earlier this year in collaboration and partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation. As the lead UN organization for food and agriculture, with a mandate to support rural productivity, FAO is committed to continuing to support the government of Somalia's vision to explore and increase sustainable investment opportunities, promote private sector investment, cultivate collaborative partnerships, and expand market access for farmers for more efficient, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable agri-food systems. True transformation for the agriculture sector in Somalia can only be achieved with investment at scale, supporting a shift from institutional donor-funded development to thriving private sector-led growth, and this is what unites us here today. As we engage over the following days, we look forward to establishing robust private sector partnership, securing commitments for investments that will drive the development of resilient agri-food systems, identifying key policy action that can catalyze further investment, and creating a new market for Somali agri-food products, facilitating access to both regional and international markets, trade, and expanding trade horizons. I encourage you all to share your insights and experience to build sustainable business-to-business linkages. Your proactive participation is key to the success of this event. Together, let's seize this unique opportunity to transform Somalia's agricultural landscape and build a prosperous future for Somalia's rural communities, maximizing the potential of the agriculture sector, providing food security and employment now, and prosperity for generations to come. Thank you for your commitment, and I look forward to the fruitful dialogues and collaborations that lie ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Etienne. We carry on with the agenda. I'm going to move now to the statement by His Excellency, the Ambassador of Italy to Somalia, His Excellency Peter Mario De Coppi.
So thank you very much, everybody, and it's really an honor and a pleasure to be here. His Excellency the President of His Excellency the President of Republic, Their Excellencies Minister of States, of Federal, other member of government, of federal and local government, representative of international organization, colleagues of the diplomatic corps, representative of the public and private sector. As was mentioned by the representative of the Food Agricultural Organization, this is a very important and strategic moment. This event has been organized thanks to the fund of the European Union, and I'm proud of that, with the collaboration of other institutions, of course, Ministry of Agriculture, first of all, but also UNIDO, IFAD, Food Agricultural Organization, and SomInvest. As Italy, we are proud that we have founded a system with the fund of our cooperation to create a network of 6 business centers hosted in the Chamber of Commerce, by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Mogadiscio, Kismayo, Baidoa, Beledweyne, Galkayo, and Bosaso. But what is very important is that representative businessmen from Europe, 15 representatives from Europe accepted the invitation and are here today. And I'm proud because 9 of them are from Italy. And as Ambassador of Italy, of course, I'm very happy with the result that was reached with such a kind of participation. Italy and Somalia shared an era in their history when the most fertile areas of this country produced and exported large quantities of agricultural products. At the time, basically, were bananas, but also transformation with the sugar factory that was really a success story in the rural area. As was mentioned by the FAO representative, the agricultural sector is the backbone of the economy here in Somalia, accounting for a big percentage of the GDP and for the majority of the employment. With always 9 million, if I'm not wrong, million hectares of arable land, and also with fertile areas, this is a huge potential. This sector, agricultural sector, has a huge potential of growth. In addition to the economic aspect, we also must to be reminded that the development of the agricultural sector is has a fundamental social importance, bringing jobs and wealth also in rural areas. Rural areas that often in many countries in the world are those that have suffered the most from the change in the economic models. Well, but now in modern agriculture, it is fundamentally important to ensure added value to the production. It's very important not to produce only raw materials, but also to keep as much as possible in the country the value chain of the production. In that regard, is that Italy has an historical specialization in agriculture, in agribusiness, and also in producing machinery and plants. And I hope that these events will offer the opportunity to explore joint collaboration to give the sector of the Somali economy a renewed opportunity. So, thank you very much for the invitation, and I hope that these 2 days will be very, very fruitful events. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. I now call His Excellency Joachim Wayne, Ambassador of Sweden to Somalia.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, Minister for Agriculture, Mr. State Minister, representatives from Diplomatic Corps, fellow ambassadors, distinguished guests. It's a great pleasure to be here today with this important conference on investing in Somalia's agricultural and value chains. And Sweden and Somalia is sharing a deep, enduring partnership, not only with diplomatic ties and development cooperation. We have a big diaspora in Sweden. 1% of the population in Sweden is Somalis, and are contributing to our societies and enriches our country and strengthening the bonds between our countries in a magnificent way. We are very proud to have these Somalis in Sweden, so thank you for that. And today we are really witnessing Somalia that is advancing in multiple fronts. The country is not only emerging from its past, but also showing resilience and determination to build a future of prosperity and stability. The Somali government reforms, whether through achieving the HIPC completion point, joining the East African community, or preparing for the WTO membership, are crucial steps toward economic integration and long-term growth. This progress signals a brighter future where the Somali people, known for their entrepreneurship, innovation and resilience, are the driving force of their own development. It's not aid that will save Somalia. It's a fundamental change for Somalia will be in peace, security, investments, education, and job opportunities. So, Mr. President and ministers, you have many challenges left, of course. But I'm sure the President, with his steady leadership, and the ministers will address these challenges with determination, political will, compromises sometimes, and for the unity of the Somali people. The time for Somalia is now, is not tomorrow, and we will be with you to try to unite this wonderful country in a way that also leads to a prosperous future for Somalia. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ambassador. We now move to the next item of the agenda, and I'm going to call Christina Svensson, Country Manager for Somalia of the World Bank. Welcome, Christina. This one.
Thank you so much.
This one's working. I choose you of this one.
Thanks. Your Excellency, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, honorary ministers, senior government officials, representatives of partners, private sector, and ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be here today. I just ran from the airplane to to make sure I kept my speaking spot, so that's how important this is to me. Thank you for organizing this important conference aimed at fostering agri-partnerships for investment and market access. And again, with special thanks to the Minister of Agriculture and Irrigation for inviting the World Bank Group, including both myself and the IFC. So I will say first a few words about agriculture and growth and job creation. Then I will talk a little bit about what the World Bank is supporting today in the agriculture sector in Somalia. And finally, I'll make a few quick points going forward. So in terms of growth, Somalia has rebounded after the drought of 2021 and 2022. Growth in 2023 was 3.1%, up from 2.4% in 2022. And the reason for that was the pickup in agriculture. So the growth was stronger than expected because of agriculture, the resumption of rains, better crops, and higher livestock productivity. Mainly, it was actually due to the quicker than expected pickup of live animal export. So, for example, the export of sheep picked up 43%, the export of cattle picked up 35%. So this was a large increase. However, what we see today, which is quite unique for Somalia, is that agriculture contributes little to employment. So in many countries in the region, agriculture typically accounts for about half of employment in low-income countries. But in Somalia, it's less than a third. So this just shows, again, the potential of investing in agriculture and making sure that it's productive and that it generates jobs. Another thing that we see about agriculture in Somalia is that the nomadic population that works with livestock has the highest poverty rate, right? And this is again because most nomadic households don't own enough livestock to bring them out of poverty. And we also see that the poorer nomadic households with fewer livestock, they prioritize the herd accumulation and milk production rather than commercialization. So this is again highlights the opportunity of investing in value chains and investing in commercialization. So again, so what do we do then, the World Bank, in agriculture? So early on, together with partners, together with FAO, for example, we launched two quite influential studies. One was the Country Economic Memorandum of 2018, how to rebuild a resilient and sustainable agriculture in Somalia. There was also a livestock development strategy from 2019. But then, of course, after Somalia reached the HIPC completion point and you got access to IDA, World Bank resources, we also put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. So we quickly mobilized resources to invest in something called the Somalia Food Systems Resilience Project. It's a $150 million investment, and it really starts and continues to rebuild and strengthen the agriculture and livestock research institution and extension systems. It develops an enabling environment for the growth of the private sector-led seed systems. It organizes smallholder farmers into strong cooperatives. It links with ongoing investments in water infrastructure to enhance irrigation. It also invests in strategic market and processing infrastructure in partnership with the private sector. And finally, it really strengthens the capacity of the government, line ministries, the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Livestock, Minister of Planning and Water, and other public institutions for the delivery of necessary public goods to create an enabling environment for private sector growth in the agriculture sector. The two other projects that I will just highlight very quickly, one is called the Horn of Africa Drive Project. So this is about strengthening Somalia's access to international markets for livestock by investing in the key areas such as quality infrastructure. This includes support to the national food safety policy. It supports capacity building and critical institutions building, training of professionals, the operationalization of a veterinary laboratory, supporting the veterinary drug control policy, the World Organization for Animal Health and Standard Manuals, It also supports trade facilitation with a specific focus on the regional markets and on EAC. It finally also supports something called Livestock Value Chain Fund, which actually invests in private sector players in livestock production and other segments of the value chain. Just to mention also that next Monday we will be here again and launching an investment in the fisheries sector, which of course is part, and again the fisheries value chain is very important for Somalia. I'll just mention quickly 4 points that I think going forward that I know others have mentioned as well. One is obviously that jobs will be created by the private sector. So we talk a lot about institutions and so on, but again, the private sector is really the key actor here. And they will be the ones creating the welfare and the growth going forward. My second point is that with Somalia joining the EAC, this is a really unique opportunity to integrate into the regional markets. And again, we're here to support you to think that through and to work on that. Third, obviously climate is the kind of big elephant in the room, and climate change, right? So we know that what we invest in today, the reality might not look the same in 10, 20, 30 years. So for me, it will be really important to integrate climate considerations in your longer-term development planning. So for example, in the Vision 2060 and obviously in the NTP. And the investments that are done in the private sector today has to be climate smart. Right? This is nothing new, but it's important to keep in mind and to keep those projections in the back of your head, which will also create opportunities, right? So again, that was a lot. Thank you so much for inviting me, and congratulations on this amazing event and forum that I hope will create a lot of opportunities going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, country representative for the country manager for the World Bank, Christine Svensson. We are moving on with the agenda. We're going to move to the official remarks now. And let me welcome Her Excellency Karen Johnson, European Union Ambassador to Somalia.
Your Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, honorable ministers, ambassadors, esteemed partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to stand before you today at this first international conference on agri value chain investment. It is a pivotal event for Somalia's future and a testament to the power of collaboration and partnership. We are very proud of the deepening relationship between the EU and Somalia. As many of you know, the EU and Somalia launched a joint operational roadmap in 2023. We now have a very strong engagement along 3 pillars: inclusive politics and democratization, security and stabilization, and socio-economic growth. Events like this contribute to the country's socio-economic growth by supporting the productive sectors and fostering private sector development, trade, and investment more generally. This economic growth can, in turn, support the stabilization and recovery efforts by creating sustainable jobs and livelihoods. The productive sectors of agriculture, fisheries, and livestock in Somalia hold immense potential. They are not only the backbone of the Somali economy, providing employment for the vast majority, they are also a key pillar for Somalia's journey towards self-sufficiency, food security, and economic stability. With nearly 9 million hectares of fertile land, a wealth of high-value crops such as sesame, and strategic access to regional and global markets, Somalia is uniquely positioned to become a hub of agricultural excellence. However, this potential still faces a number of challenges: underinvestment, limited market access, and inadequate infrastructure. There is a need for Somalia and its partners to join forces to improve the business environment, to foster private sector development, and to attract investments. Adequate infrastructure, such as strategic transport corridors, trade infrastructure, clean energy sources, and better connectivity are key enablers to investment. The EU supports the government's efforts in this area. For example, we are proud to say that the EU has supported the rehabilitation of about 400 kilometers of public roads, which are now regularly maintained by the Somali authorities. A well-functioning financial sector is also necessary to enable businesses to grow and expand. The EU supports several initiatives to facilitate access to affordable finance, notably through the Danish Development IFU and the Africa Guarantee Fund. A skilled labor force that responds to the needs of the private sector is key to ensure quality jobs and to ensure a more inclusive approach by supporting youth and women entrepreneurs. The EU supports several programs on skilling and TVET. A conducive regulatory framework is essential to encourage investors and to improve access to markets. And the EU will be announcing later today a new program to support standards and certification of products to increase quality and market access. The EU stands ready to support in this area through the Global Gateway. This is the Global Gateway, our investment agenda, where we seek to leverage investments that have a transformational impact. Global Gateway promotes investments that respect democratic values and high standards, good governance and transparency, while encouraging equal partnerships, building green, clean and secure infrastructure, and catalyzing the role of the private sector. And we do that working as Team Europe, joining forces with the EU member states and their financial and development institutions to maximize our impact. By bringing together key stakeholders from different countries, governments, private sector, development partners and farmers, we want to foster partnerships that will unlock the resources, expertise and innovation needed to transform Somalia's agricultural landscape. In closing, I would like to extend my deepest thanks to the federal government of Somalia, the ministers and the Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation, as well as all other ministers and ministries represented today. All our partners who have worked endlessly to make this conference a success. The EU is honored to stand with Somalia as we embark on this transformation journey together. Let us seize the opportunities before us, unlock the potential of Somalia's productive sectors, and build a future of shared prosperity. Let us build our vision of a sustainable, resilient and prosperous Somalia. A Somalia where farmers, pastoralists and fisherfolk can thrive, businesses can grow and communities can benefit from a flourishing agricultural sector. And we are confident that this conference will foster these new partnerships, spark fresh ideas and make concrete commitments to propel Somalia's productive sectors forward to a brighter future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. Continuing with the official remarks, may I now call the Minister of Agriculture, His Excellency Mohamed Abdi Hayir Mareye.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I greet everyone here. My statement has two versions, Somali and English, and I will summarize as soon as possible, as my best. مدن مدحوينة جمهورية Somalia مدن حسن الشيخ محمود وزير هذا أمباسي دريسكا شركتها هي إسكاشتوين كبيرليد الصوماليات شركتها عالمية إنه يمد يدمان مرتي شرفتا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مدن مدحوينة أنا أقول كوها الله مجا بهذا بيرليد الصوماليات وزير هذا بيرها إمام القبلية هذا دالكا يهلكن فديا إسكاشتوين كا يجودهان beeralayda Soomaaliyeed waxaan adiga iyo dhamaan marti sharaftaydu ku soo dhaweynaynaa shirkan qiimaha badan ee maanta iyo berri halkan inooga socon doona oo looga hadli doono maalgashiga beeraha Soomaaliyeed oo aad ogtihiin inay yihiin laf-dhabarta dhaqaalaha Soomaaliya meesha ugu badan ee nolosha dadka Soomaaliyeed ku tiirsan tahay iyo meesha ugu badan ee dadka ugu badan ay shaqo ka helaan. mudane madaxweyne shirkan qiimaha badan oo ay si wada jira u soo qabanqaabiyeen wasaaradda beeraha iyo European Union Soomaaliya waxaa ka soo qayb galay oo halkan fadhiya dhinaca Soomaaliya beeraley heerar kala duwan ah kuwa yaryar iyo kuwa waaweyn iskaashatooyin bangiyada dalka ee maalgeliya beeralayda wasiirada labada heer ee dawladda dhinaca caalamka mudane madaxweyne waxaa fadhiya in ka badan 20 company oo ka yimid caalamka sida Italy, Germany, Poland, Oman, Australia, UK iyo Kenya. sidoo kale waxaa fadhiya safiirada iyo dhammaan hay'adaha caalamiga ah ee nagala shaqeynayay dhinaca beeraha. mudane madaxweyne maadaama hadda dalka amnigiisu soo hagaagayo oo ciidamadeena geesiyaasha ay ka adkaadeen argagixisada hay'adda dawladuna dhismeen oo la sameeyay shuruuc furfuran oo maalgashiga dalka deyntii layna ka cafiyay Soomaaliya laga cafiyay aan ku biirnay East Africa Community Soomaaliyana ilaahay makaniyay oo ay ku taal meel istaraatiijiga oo ay leedahay badda ugu dheer Afrika oo ilaahay ka dhigay gateway ganacsi isla markaana uu ka buuxo oo ilaahay ku manaystay khayraad fara badan oo dihin sida beero xoolo kalluun gaas iyo macdan iyo wixii la mid ah waxaa la joogaa oo wasiir ahaan aanu bilownay inaanu maalgashadayaasha Soomaaliyeed iyo kuwa caalamka oo u bandhigno oo ay Soomaaliya maalgashadaan oo aanu shaqo iyo nolol ugu abuurno dhalinyarada iyo dadka Soomaaliyeed. mudane madaxweyne haddii aan u kacdo dhinaca beeraha iyo cuntada sidaad ogtahay xilliyadii fiicnaa ee 1982 Soomaaliya waxay ku dhawaatay inay gaadho isku filnaansho cunto xoolaha iyo beeraha oo ah laf-dhabarta dhaqaalaha iyo nolosha dadka Soomaaliyeed waxay Soomaaliya dhoofin jirtay dalagyo badan oo beeraha ka soo go'a sida mooska liinta sisinta xijiga iyo wixii la mid ah markaas shirkan yoolkiisa ugu dheer wuxuu yahay waa sidii aanu u gaarsiin lahayn Soomaaliya isku filnaansho cunto kadibna adduunka ugu dhoofin lahayn cunto. mudane madaxweyne waxaanu shirkan u qabanay in shirkadaha Soomaaliyeed iyo kuwa caalamkuba u sheegno in Soomaaliya galayso xilli cusub oo aanu ka rajaynayno inuu noqdo mid bashbash iyo barwaaqo la galo xilli cusub oo aanu ku magacawnay xilliga isbeddelka qaranka National Transformation Era xilli cusub oo aanu doonayno in dawladda iyo shirkaduhu samaystaan new partnership oo dalka lagu barwaaqaynayo triple B. ugu dambeyntii mudane madaxweyne waxaan ku soo gabagabeynayaa oo u sheegayaa maalqabeennada Soomaaliyeed iyo maalqabeennada caalamka in khayraadka dihin ee Soomaaliya ku jira dawladdu ay fasaxayso shirkadahana ay ku shirkoobayaan sidii loo gaari lahaa barwaaqo. waxaan kula talinayaa shirkadaha Soomaaliyeed iyo kuwa kaleba ee caalamka inay isha ku hayaan qorshaha dawladda ee isbeddelka qaranka ee dawladdu wado oo slogankiisu yahay Somalia is open for business. Honorable President, members from the Parliament, ministers, ambassadors, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Excellency, on behalf of the Minister of Agriculture and Irrigation, at the federal and member state levels, as well as Somali farmers and cooperatives, I welcome all of you to the International Conference of Agro-Value Investment with immense pride and profound honor. This two-day conference brings together various stakeholders, including public and private institutions, farmers, cooperatives, banks, national agriculture companies, with over 20 international companies, ambassadors, partners interested in investing in Somalia. This conference marks a pivotal moment, as it is the first time in more than 30 years that we bring together such key and influential partners. I extend my thanks and appreciations to the Minister of Agriculture staff and the EU team who have organized this important conference, as well as to the EU Somalia for their generosity in funding it. Excellency, Mr. President, my President, in recent years, Somalia has made remarkable progress in strengthening our nation. Our brave forces have defeated the terrorists and liberated more areas. Government institutions have improved their system. Favorable investment laws have been established, paving the way for improving our people's livelihood and ensuring sustainable economic growth, hereby creating opportunities for agricultural development and entrepreneurship. Somalia has reached a decision point for debt relief and has joined regional trade blocs such as East African Community, COMESA, African Free Trade, to name a few, as well as membership in the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, MIGA, which means Somalia is open to business and partnership. Agriculture sector in Somalia, which spans over 8.9 million hectares agriculture, is economic backbone, contributing, when combined with livestock, 70% of GDP, 80% of employment, and more than 80% of export of the country. All backed by extensive arable land with two major rivers stretching over 2,500 kilometers. Our strategic location connected businesses and trade across the continent, supported by the longest coastline in Africa. This unique position enables us to facilitate trade, not only within the Horn of Africa, but also with the neighboring regions and beyond. My Ministry of Agriculture are working in that spirit and opportunity, and we are establishing policies, strategies, and laws encouraging the agriculture sector investment. Your Excellency, Somali government is developing a 5-year national transformation plan which aims to foster economic growth and enhance quality of life for the Somali people. National transformation plan is placed a higher priority on improving production sector and strengthening investment through public-private partnership theme that leverages the expertise and the resources of both local and international investors, allowing us to modernize our agricultural practices and increase productivity. With that note, I encourage all participants to engage actively in discussion and explore opportunities that will lead to a meaningful partnership. I eagerly anticipate the fruitful discussion and collaboration that lie ahead. Together we can pave the way for a prosperous agricultural future in Somalia and beyond. Finally, I have good news for the European and other international companies who are here today. Just 6 years before I was the Minister of Trade of Somalia, we had been organizing joint business forums with our investment-friendly countries, like Somalia-Italian Business Forum, Somalia-Kenya Business Forum, Somalia-Turkish Business Forum. In Istanbul, we invited Somali diaspora business community in Africa, and we received Somali companies who came from more than 20 African countries, from corner to corner of Africa. Big companies from South Africa, from Angola, from Sudan and South Sudan, from Kenya, Congo, Djibouti, Ethiopia, you name. So we made a slogan which says, having business with Somalis means having business with Africa. Somali companies can come everywhere. If you deal with Somalis, you have the infrastructure of the business in Africa. So I encourage our partners and the companies who are here today to deal with Somali companies, which enable them to have connections whole Africa. Thank you so much. Sorry, I welcome here to the podium my President, Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, to bring his statement. Welcome, President.
Thank you, please. Thank you. Thank you. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege and honor that we gather here today for the inaugural International Conference on Agriculture on Agri-Value Chain Investment in Somalia. Let me begin by extending my deepest appreciation to the European Union mission in Somalia, our international donors, and the Minister of Agriculture and Irrigation for the collective efforts in bringing this event to life. Your dedication has paved the way for a vital and transformative conversation about the future of Somalia, about the future of Somalia's agricultural sector. For too long, Somalia's history has been one of resilience and survival against extraordinary odds. However, today we are writing a new chapter, one defined not by hardship, but by growth, opportunity, and transformation. Somalia is open for business, and our agricultural sector holds a wealth of untapped potential that's ripe for investment and development. This is no longer a history of survival, but one of progress, where every seed planted today holds the promise of prosperity tomorrow. Imagine this: a land blessed with fertile terrain, rich coastal resources, and a strategic location that places Somalia at the crossroads of Africa. At the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. Now imagine the endless possibilities that could emerge from these resources when unlocked through international partnership, innovative technology, and a sustainable development investment. The narrative of Somalia's agriculture is about to change, and we invite you to be part of this remarkable transformation in the move. Somalia is uniquely positioned to become a powerhouse in agriculture. Our fertile lands stretch across diverse climates, ideal for producing a wide variety of crops, everything from maize, sorghum, and sesame to bananas and mangoes, and many varieties of other crops. Yet, of this opportunity remains untapped, offering a significant opportunity for international investors to play a pivotal role in revolutionizing our agricultural sector. The Somali government, through its National Transformation Plan, has already laid the foundation work to make this vision a reality. We are committed to improving agricultural infrastructure, promoting private sector engagement, and fostering innovation across the entire value chain. Our recent debt relief and full membership of the East African community have opened new doors, positioning Somalia as a key player in regional trade and investment. For investors, this means unparalleled access to both East Africa and international markets, making Somalia the national hub for agriculture, for agribusiness in the Horn of Africa. Consider our thriving sesame production, already one of our leading exports. With improved irrigation systems and modern farming techniques, we can double these yields, creating new opportunities for local farmers and international investors alike, let alone the traditional banana and livestock production and export. By investing in better storage, transportation, and processing facilities, we will transform raw agricultural output into a high-value exports, unlocking greater profitability for all stakeholders involved. In today's interconnected world, location is as critical as resources. With over 3,300 kilometers of coastline and a strategic position at the intersection of major global shipping routes, Somalia offers unmatched access to international markets. Whether you are targeting the booming economies of Asia, the increasing demand in Europe, or the expanding markets in the Middle East and East Africa, Somalia's geographic advantage makes it an ideal logistical hub for agricultural exports. Somalia's integration into regional economic bodies such as the East African Community further strengthens our position in the global marketplace. The opportunities that the Africa today is portraying, which Somalia can play a major lead, like the African Continental Free Trade Zone and Agenda 2063 of Africa. This partnership facilitates the movement of goods, labor, and services, ensuring that Somalia remains at the heart of regional trade dynamics. Furthermore, our advanced stage of accession to the World Trade Organization, which we are expecting Somalia to access soon, will streamline international trade and bolster our global market presences in the near future. Our strategic location is already delivering tangible results in sectors like fisheries, where export to Europe and Middle Eastern markets have been exponentially growing. With focused investment and strategic planning, similar growth is achievable within our agricultural sector. Ports like Kismayo, Berbera, and Muqdisho are ready to serve as vital trade hubs, ensuring Somalia's agricultural products such as global markets swiftly and efficiently. However, the true strength of Somalia lies in its people. Our population is young, dynamic, and eager to embrace innovation. We are not resistant to the innovation. Over 70% of Somalis are under the age of 30 years old, representing a vast pool of talent ready to contribute to the agricultural revolution that's now taking place in Somalia and taking shape as well. The government has already created an enabling environment through investment-friendly laws such as the Investors and the Investment Protection Law, which ensures that both foreign and domestic investments are secured by the law. This legal framework is further complemented by our ongoing efforts to improve security, infrastructure, and access to finance, making Somalia an increasingly attractive destination for investment. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity before us today in Somalia is clear. What we need now are partners, visionaries, who can look beyond the past and see the enormous potentiality of Somalia in the future. As President, I stand here in front of you to assure you that my government is fully committed to work with international investors to unlock this potential. We are ready to facilitate your entry into our market, to provide the support you need, and to ensure that your investments are not only profitable, but also sustainable. Benefiting both the people of Somalia and the world at large. Together, we can build a future where Somalia is not merely a participant in the global agricultural economy, but a leader feeding not just our nation, but the region and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time this is the time to invest in Somalia's agricultural value chains. Together, we can unlock a brighter, more prosperous future for all of us. Again, I would like to congratulate the Minister of Agriculture and Irrigation, and I would like to appreciate the role and the support that has been played as a partner by the European Union, and we're looking forward many other investment get together as the World Bank has stated right now here. We will be we will have many more opportunities to get together and to prove that Somalia has moved and turned around the corner. What we want is a Somalia at peace itself and at peace with the rest of the world, and that can only happen when there is no poverty in Somalia and in the region as well. Somalia is going to play a major role in the Horn of Africa Economic Initiative, which we hope soon to be unlocked throughout the region. I thank you.
Please be seated. I would like to call to the podium Ministry of, the Deputy Minister of Commerce, Mr. DAAWO, and Igor Skarchius representing UNIDO for the signing of a new project funded by the EU, which is named as Food Safety Systems and Trade Facilitation across agri-value chains in Somalia, as it is officiated in the presence of the President. I also would like to call to the podium the European Union Ambassador to also be present on the podium. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We have the President's officiating the project that has been already signed by the project partners, and the Ambassador of EU is going to do so as well. Now we have awards, certificates of awards for a number of people that I will be calling to the podium one by one. Please join me. The first is Mustafa Usman Sadeh Wayel, who is going to receive a certificate in recognition of exceptional efforts in organizing the first international conference on agri-food value chain investments in Somalia. Mustafa, join me. The next is Luca Pagliara of European Union in recognition of his exceptional management and coordination in organizing the first international conference on agri-food value chain investments. The next is FAO Somalia, as it's represented by Etienne, is in the room, in recognition of the continued support in implementation of sustainable agricultural projects in Somalia across the value chains. The next is the
Hello? Yes, we thank to FAO for implementing sustainable projects in Somalia. The best implementer of Somalia, it implemented 490 kilometers of irrigation canals to the Somali farmers. That is why we are selected to give certificates of appreciation in front of the Somali president. Thank you so much.
Next is the World Bank country manager, Christine, receiving a certificate on behalf of the organization in recognition for continued contribution and partnerships in the development of Somalia productive sectors and economic growth. Next is European Union, represented here by the ambassador, receiving a certificate in recognition of the continued contribution and partnerships in the development of Somalia productive sectors and economic growth. We thank to the President. I think we I'm going to now move us to the next stage of the conference as we've completed the official session. We're moving to the exception, business-to-business networking, exploring agro-investment opportunities. Attendees and VIB will be exploring the exception hall to view and connect with companies and showcasing their products and services and technologies. Then there will be a group photos, interviews, and continued networks. Thank you. Can I ask the participants, please pay a visit at the booths. That's where you will view products and services that are presented by companies that came here. It would be good actually if you could have a walk around and talk to people. For those of you who would be interested in networking, this is a great opportunity.